So as you can see in this video, I am wearing another of my Viking inspired helmets, but this one is a little bit different than the other. First of all, it's got no mail in front of my face, but secondly, and these are the two things that are most important about this helmet. Number one, it's way too big for my head. In fact, I can get my hand way up into the helmet, which is a sign that the helmet is too big. And because of its size, it is also very, very heavy. I wear this all day, I'm going to get a headache, I'm going to get a bad neck, and the last thing you want as a medieval reenactor is an injury, because trust me, wearing this for many years will give you arthritis if you're unlucky. So it's so important when you choose a helmet that you choose a helmet that fits right, that's not too heavy for your neck. And if you do buy a helmet, I recommend wearing it around the house or in your garden for a little bit before you go to battle. Wear it at the events, get used to it, and make sure it's not too big, because it's so important that your kit feels right. Because trust me, I've had kit and clothing and helmets that don't fit and they feel really uncomfortable when you're fighting, and this is very heavy for my head. So I wouldn't want to wear it too often, but I do like the fact that I can see my face and that it's Norse, which is what I represent as a Norse warrior. There's my Thor's hammer. So choosing the kit, choosing the right sword, choosing your shoes that fit you perfectly, choosing the helmet that isn't too big is so important. And it's a very nice helmet, I must say. I got this one for free when I bought another helmet, because the guy who was the trader knew what we was doing on YouTube and said that I'm going to send you another helmet for free for Egil, and sadly Egil never got the chance to wear it. In fact, I don't think he would wear it because it's too heavy for his head, but it would fit him lovely. It's a very nice helmet, but for me it's too big. I reckon there's about 2 to 3 centimetres of space on either side, and maybe less on the back and maybe less on the front, but the side section is too wide and I can't really alter it. Yes, I can get it on my anvil and smack it about a bit, which may bring it in a little bit, but I don't want to do that. But what I may do with this helmet, and I don't know what you think, is maybe blacken up either these bands or blacken up the panels, and then have this bright, have the panels or the bands darkened, or maybe the panels darkened. But what do you think? Would you keep it as it is, and here's a side view, or would you darken it? I think having this darkened and this bright would look more fascinating and better on camera, which I can do and I can demonstrate. But I want your guys and girls, let's not forget the ladies, thoughts about darkening this helmet, because I love a darkened effect helmet, but I think it'd be really nice to have a darkened helmet with some shiny iron and some dark iron, because I think that would add a lot of contrast to the helmet. So do choose your helmet wisely. This one came from Maxim Armories. It took me about 6 months to 9 months to get it sent to me. No matter how many times I emailed, I'll just get, I'm being fobbed off. Oh, it's going to be here soon, you know, and I don't like that from traders. So if you are a trader, and I do appreciate that some days, you know, it can be very difficult if you don't have the stock, but don't sell what you don't have is my number one tip for being a trader, because that's how you gain a bad reputation. And trust me, in the world of medieval and reenacting it itself, getting a bad reputation as a trader, as a supplier of kit, that will kill your business. So another thing I love about his helmet is its riveted mail. I don't really own much riveted mail. I don't even have a riveted mail ring shirt. All mine are buttered, because they're more for reenacting rather than, you know, the modern approach, which is to have it all riveted, because back in the 90s riveted mail was quite scarce and fundamentally a new thing. But yes, and I've been wearing this helmet for about half an hour and I can feel it already on my neck, and my neck, I can trust you now, will ache tomorrow. So a hot bath and give it a bit of a massage and just not wear it too much, but it does look nice on camera. And I must say, I think it looks really nice with my beard as well, because now that I'm growing a beard, and you can just see my woolly hat underneath, because even though it's got leather bands, I still had to put a hat underneath so it fits me tighter on my head, or else it will be even looser. So I can adjust this and poke the hat up so you don't see the hat. and then I'll demonstrate by taking the helmet off, but I've got to put my phone down somehow and stay on camera. It's not going to be easy. Hang on, we're going to do it. Oh, look, there we did it. So, and of course it's got a good chin strap, but it could be tighter. So again, when you tighten up your helmet, if you buy one, make sure it's got a chin strap, because if you buy a helmet without a chin strap, well, that's another job for you to do. And yeah, you can feed some leather thonging through and tie it that way, but I like a nice buckle, and it's a bit difficult to do, get it off. So let's just take this helmet off, so you can see my woolly hat on my head. And these actually used to be a pair of American Civil War Union blue trousers. You may recognise this blue colour if you're American, but I just love the colour, and they did have colours like this because they did have the ability to dye. So let's have a look inside the helmet and have a little bit of a closer look. So there you can see you've got the leather lining. It's tied off with a cord. Is the cord authentic? No, it's not. That's another thing you always have to do. So at some point I'm going to have to take that off and feed a leather thong through so it's authentic. But another thing you can do with your helmet is you get some fleece from sheep. You know, you buy yourself an old, you know, sheep blanket or sheep coat, and you cut the fleece off, or preferably just go to a farm and buy some fleece. And if I pack all the inside of this with fleece and make it tight, it will be tighter on my head. But there's also another very good reason for doing that, because if I had fleece inside, which I think often they would have done back in the day, and I certainly got examples that demonstrate this, it also adds a cushion to your head. So when some, you know, guy hits you on the head, you know, with a sword, preferably by mistake, although sometimes we do choreograph those sort of hits in battle for a display when you're taking somebody out, that would cushion the blow. It's a bit like wearing an armour cap, and yes, I could buy an armour cap as well. Never made one, never owned one. I just wear a woolly hat, and it's not bad. And I also like the buckle, so let's have a close look. That's not a bad buckle either, and it's brass. It's probably not the best brass in the world, so it's probably an alloy of brass, and probably got a little bit of sinking and all sorts, and maybe even a trace of silver if I'm lucky. So yeah, and I don't know how much it weighs. At some point when I can figure out how to get some scales, I'm going to do a series of weighing all my kits to see how much my, you know, my helmet weighs, my sword weighs, and every one, because I've got quite a few helmets, and then weigh the chainmail on my shirts of rings. But I've got one question for you, and it's a little bonus question which I could really do with some advice from. So, you know, if you got this far in the video, you're awesome. You know, you're a true legend. So, if you got a mail shirt and your mail shirt is rusty, how do you deal with it? And how do I de-rust it and then have it degreased so it's not rusty anymore? Now, one way I could do it is put it into some white vinegar, and I've got probably 10 litres of white vinegar, so I could do that with my rusty mail. But then as soon as I take it out of the vinegar, it's got to dry and it will start getting rusty again. So, and I want it to be not greasy either. So if you've got any tips on how to de-rust a mail suit, you know, a chainmail suit, I would very much like to know. And if you haven't got this far and you've answered this question, thank you very much, because one of the amazing things about this channel is you, the audience. You're amazing, you really are. I mean, without you, I'll be doing this for myself. I'll be watching my own videos, and that'll be boring. So you guys make the channel. So please do give me some support in answering this question. I'm thinking maybe, how would they deal with it back in the day? Well, they may get a leather sack and put some sand in it and keep moving it about until the sand de-rusts. And that's one method they could have used. Did they have white vinegar? Not certain about that. Not a subject I know a lot about. Fascinating, I'll have to look that up now. So I'm thinking, put it in a vat of vinegar, get it de-rusted, take it out, leave it outside to dry, and then get some WD-40 and some spray and spray it up. Is what I'm thinking of doing. But certainly, at least if it's rusty, it's not going to be greasy. So how would you also, and I got another suit of mail which is made from 8mm, but it's too small for me. I'm going to have to adjust the shoulders and adjust the front, and because it's so tiny with links, it's a massive job to do, and because it's so greasy, I'll have to degrease it first. So a bonus question for you: if you got a old mail suit of chainmail and it's very greasy, how would you degrease it and then stop it from rusting? Please let me know in the comments below. I don't know why I said that funny. If you're new, give us a subscription. We're free. I'm Braggy. Goodbye.